It's May the 12th, 2012, and this is another video covering a brief form that we hear in courtrooms quite often. The video before this one, we dealt with "Your Honor, if it please the court." But in this video, suppose they word it like this: "If it please the court, Your Honor." Instead of saying "Your Honor, if it please the court," suppose they say "If it please the court, Your Honor." Well, in Gregg Shorthand, I would write that in two ways using the long form, and that is, "If it please the court, Your Honor." I'd either write it like that, or I'd write it like this: "If it please the court, Your Honor." I'd write it like that. But we need a brief form. Okay. And looking at writing it out in its long form of Gregg Shorthand alphabets: if, use the T for it, PLES, please, THD, KORT, court, your, honor, ONR. Here we wrote these first three words together, connected them so we wouldn't have to lift our hand and we could gain some speed. We wrote if, it, PLES, please, the, court, KORT. Instead of Your Honor writing it this way, we just put you, the U can stand for you or your, and we put the little H, which is a dot because it's above the line. We wrote Your Honor like that. We shortened it up. But here's the way I would write the brief form: "If it please the court, Your Honor." Remember now, the one right before this one was "Your Honor, if it please the court." But we're going to look at "If it please the court, Your Honor." And here's my brief form for that. Instead of writing it out like I showed you in the previous two ways, "If it please the court, Your Honor," I'm going to write it like this: "If it please the court, Your Honor. If 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 it please the court, Your Honor." And notice what I'm doing here. I'm writing the word "if," which is the little I or little E, which is basically just like a little circle. That's either the I with the little I, like in his or is, or it can be the little E, such as in the word feed or seed. But here it's got the is sound for the short I. If I, and here's an F. If. Now, instead of writing out "It please the court, Your Honor," I'm simply just going to cross it with a P. Okay? I'm going to cross it with a P. And if you remember, F is halfway between the red lines coming this way. P is halfway between the lines going that way. And I'm just going to write "If it please the court, Your Honor." Because I'm crossing one alphabet to the other, that's sending a message to me once again that that is a brief form that I have adopted for that phrase. "If it please the court, Your Honor. If 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 it please the court, Your Honor." And you see how much more quicker that is to have a brief phrase, a brief form for that phrase? Because even though you gain speed in using the long form of Gregg Shorthand over traditional writing, that's still not fast enough in a court of law. For instance, and I'm just trying to push the point, if it please the court. See how all these alphabets, it takes a while. COURT. If it please the court, your, YOUR, honor. H-O-N-O-R. See all those alphabets? But if it please the court, Your Honor. You see, it's a whole lot much more quicker when you just do some strokes there. But when we can reduce it to a brief form that our mind has been programmed to accept, to cover this whole phrase in a courtroom as a court reporter, or as a magazine reporter that's there to cover a trial, if we just write the word if and cross it with a P, that P lets us know that that's part of a phrase that's getting ready to follow. If it please the court, Your Honor. If it please the court, Your Honor. If it please the court, Your Honor. But remember, the brief form for Your Honor, if it please the court, then we write Your Honor, if it please the court. Your Honor, if it please the court. Your Honor, if it please the court. Well, we write the your and the dot, and we just cross it with a P. So if it please the court, Your Honor, I just write the if and I cross into it with a P. And that is my brief form for if it please the court, Your Honor. Thank you for tuning in.